Muhammadu Buhari passed on earlier on today in a London hospital, and we have our correspondent Ayodele Zubakun to give us more reactions on this rather shocking story. Ayo, we understand a while ago that the President, Bola Tinubu, has asked his Vice President to head to London to accompany the former President's body back to Nigeria. But tell us, what reactions have you been getting since this rather unfortunate incident happened a while ago? Earlier that the former President, President Bola Tinubu announced the passing of his predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari, and former President Buhari died today in London at about 4:30 p.m. following a prolonged illness. President Tinubu has spoken with Mrs. Aishat Buhari, the former president's widow, and offered his deep condolences. President Tinubu has also ordered Vice President Kashim Shettima to proceed to the United Kingdom to accompany President Muhammadu Buhari's body back to Nigeria. Former President Buhari was twice elected Nigeria's president in 2015 and 2023, and he also served as military head of state between January 1984 and August 1985. President Tinubu has ordered flags at half-mast as a mark of respect for the departed.
Regarded as one of the most transparent and honest Nigerian leaders in history, Muhammadu Buhari, as a military head of state and democratically elected president's story, is replete with remarkable events. Muhammadu Buhari was born on December 17, 1942 in Daura, Katsina State, where he began his public service in the military. He joined the Nigerian Army in 1962, trained in the UK, and fought in the Nigerian Civil War between 1967 and 1970. By 1975, Buhari was appointed military governor of the northeastern state. He later served as Federal Commissioner for Petroleum and became chairman of the NNPC in 1977. On December 31, 1983, Buhari staged a coup and overthrew President Shehu Shagari, but his regime was short-lived in August 1985, where he was removed in another coup by General Ibrahim Babangida and detained for nearly 3 years. In the 1990s, Buhari returned as chairman of the Petroleum Trust Fund under General Sani Abacha overseeing infrastructure spending. General Muhammadu Buhari, as he was then called, returned into civilian politics by aspiring to be president in 2003 on the platform of ANPP, but lost to President Olusegun Obasanjo. He tried his luck again in 2007, still on the platform of ANPP, but lost to Umaru Yar'Adua of PDP. The undaunted and relentless Buhari floated a party with some Nigerians, Congress for Progressive Change, in 2011, and for the third consecutive time was defeated by Goodluck Jonathan. In 2015, Muhammadu Buhari ran on the major ticket known as All Progressive Congress (APC), where he defeated an incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan.
Well, let's quickly bring in our correspondent Ayodele Zubakun, who is joining me now to give us more reactions on the passing of the former President Muhammadu Buhari. Ayo, we understand that the President Tinubu has asked the Vice President Kashim Shettima to head to London to come back with the body of the former president back to Nigeria. Tell us the reactions you've been getting since this news broke a while ago.
Nigerians across the world are still reacting to the death of former President Muhammadu Buhari, who died today in London, in the United Kingdom, at the age of 82. And we know that he is going to be given a befitting burial. That's like a state burial. So that is responsible for the president giving that directive for the vice president to actually go to London. And I suspect that as a Muslim, anytime from 12 or 4 p.m. tomorrow, he might be buried. And when you look at the trip from London to Nigeria, 7 hours, so if the body departs today, is expected to be buried maybe before 12 noon tomorrow or 4 p.m. as the case may be. A lot of people, the burial this was signed by his former spokesman and announced his demise, that's Galba Shehu, and we know that this is a man that spent all his life wanted to in the service of the country. At one point in time, Minister of Petroleum. At another point in time, a military head of state. And he has his credentials when it comes to his attempts to become the democratically elected president of Nigeria is what is like a reference point that a lot of Nigerians we commend him for his resilience, for his doggedness. This is a man that contested in 2003, if you remember. He contested, he lost. He contested in 2007, he lost, and he wasn't, he wasn't perturbed. He came back to fight in 2011. He lost that outing, and the glorious outing was in 2015 when the alliance was actually formed. So Muhammadu Buhari was going to be known as one-time military president and another time two-time democratically elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 2015 and 2019. He was re-elected in 2019. And don't forget, before his death, Muhammadu Buhari is known as arguably a unifier, somebody that is one of the most popular politician that would describe a more popular politician alive in Nigeria. I'm saying so with the strength of the past and citizens. If you see the number of that he has garnered during the election, he has garnered one of the highest votes, even from one singular region. And constantly in 2023, 2007, and 2011, he didn't win, but he's losing with a big margin of 12 million votes at any point in time. In the North today, in Nigeria today, unarguably, Muhammadu Buhari is going to stand as one of the most popular presidents we've ever had, or politicians we've ever had. And as a military president, if you remember, in the 80s, his war against indiscipline, a lot of Nigerians would not forget that war against indiscipline. The combination of Muhammadu Buhari and General Tunde Idiagbon that time, it was a brief administration, but they left a kind of indelible mark in the sand of time. So Muhammadu Buhari is going to go down in the history lane of Nigeria annals and history that, look, this is somebody that actually came to dedicated his life and he served Nigeria all through and through.
Right. From
military administrator down to NNPC chairman, he will be known and remembered as somebody that came and dedicated his life to the service of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Right, well, that's what much you can take. We understand he was indeed the first opposition candidate in Nigerian history to defeat also an incumbent president. Our correspondent live for us from Abuja, Ayodele Zubakun, thanks a lot for the updates on the former president's passing. Well, that's the much we can take at this time. Don't forget to join us again at 10 p.m. tonight for a more comprehensive report on this rather breaking news story for us here at TVC News and, of course, the whole of Nigeria. Many thanks for watching.